Okay, as we are live and probably you are seeing just a fully black screen, it's a reason we have today
That's
just
okay. That's okay. All right.
yeah,
It's not.
Data Saturday Data Jazzers black screen, sorry, and reason for it is that we have I think most awaited feature out there. Harleen, hi and welcome.
Hello.
Uh,
Hi, hi. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me here. I'm super excited to, meet with your audiences and answer your questions and also walk through one of the top requested feature, which is dark mode in Power BI, which is finally
Ye-
here.
Yeah, I need to share one funny story before we start. Uh, what you mentioned about one of the most requested features and so on. I remember last year ago, I was in Vegas for Power Platform conference, and then I think it was Amanda who announced that dark mode in Power BI desktop is coming, and I posted this on my social media account like dark mode is coming, nothing else. And this was the most popular ever post I did in history of my social media accounts, like 2000 likes, comments, whatever. So I'm pretty sure that people are super excited about this one.
Yep, and it took so many months, almost 1 year, and multiple teams to work on this feature. So I hope our community actually love it and start using dark mode.
Yeah,
yeah, let's
absolutely.
that's a feature. I think everybody was I was speaking with a lot of people. Everybody got used to it to I don't know Visual Studio. What was it? 2000, I don't know, 15, 16 or something. And since then Power BI came and said, okay, dark mode, just paint it black and let's go. Can you just before we show it to an audience, can you explain us, is it just painting it in black? Or what actual work did you need to do in the backend?
Oh, a lot of work, to be honest. And that's actually one of the reason it took us, a couple of years to actually release it. As I told you, it took around 1 year for multiple teams to come together and make this feature happen and, make it happen and release it to the production, to our community. It's not just painting the entire screen black. Like, we have to make sure that all the color tokens are changed. The contrast is looking good. It also meets the accessibility bar, what other Microsoft products are doing. So a lot of research even before the engineering started working on it. I had to do a lot of research onto what are the best practices, what are the best standards, and what should be the contrast, what should be the accessibility, benchmark that we need to do. So it took a lot of time and a lot of effort. And so I just want to call it out that don't think that we are not reading your ideas on the ideas form. We do that, and I'm so happy that now I can actually close one of the top requested idea from the forum. And but a lot of the features actually take a lot of time, and a lot of investment and research actually go into before we even decide and fund that feature. So that's the backstory.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. And although we, we as Power BI users and developers, we often think for some of those features, yeah, that's so easy. Why didn't they do that? Simply do that. I don't know. Also, it was a story for collapsing and expanding metrics visual, for example, or stuff like that. So we thought like this existed in SQL Server reporting services. Why it is so complicated? And then when we talked with people from Microsoft, then we realized that it's usually a cross-team effort. It's not just like someone can simply enable it or disable it. Yeah.
Exactly. And then we also need to make sure that, if whatever team who is working on it is not causing regression on other, features. So we don't want to, just because we are shipping something, we don't want to break something else which, users are already using. And desktop is so vast. Like you have so many error, dialogues, warning bars, different dialogues, different panes. And a feature like dark mode, it cannot be released when it's just dark on one view and not on the other views. Okay, I'm sharing a lot, which I wanted to share in demo, so I'll keep my lips on that. But you understand, the desktop surface is so vast that it actually we need to make sure that everything is covered.
Absolutely. And
That-
if we
that-
can, go ahead, Agustin. Sorry.
Go on, Nicola. Go on.
No, I just wanted to say, because you mentioned demo, maybe we just quote Adam and Patrick, and so let's move to your laptop, and then if you can show us.
If we are moving there, so Harleen prepared a presentation. How does it look? And so it looks like this. Or, sorry, Harleen, it's yeah, this is the one.
Can you see now?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Let's see what actually is there out there for our users, for Power BI users, for everybody who was waiting for it.
Yes, absolutely. So, the first time you're going to open your desktop application, if you have updated it to SU9, you will see this announcement dialog on your screen. This announcement dialog is actually to tell you that dark mode is here finally. And one thing that I wanted to highlight is that not only dark mode is here, but we have also introducing a new light mode. And I'll show you how it is different from our legacy or the default mode. And then we have also, there's also an option of system default, which will adapt your theme according to, your Windows settings. For example, if in your Windows, if you have selected light mode, and if you have opted into system default, your screen will be in new light mode. But if somehow, in your other screen, if you have changed it to dark, or you have some settings where in the morning your your window theme is light, and then after a certain time your windows is in dark, your desktop application will automatically adapt to that corresponding theme. And the best part is everything applies on the fly, which means you don't have to restart your application again. So with that, let me show you how the different themes would look like. So as you see in the legacy, the title bar, this bar over here that you can see, it's very dark. The ribbon is very flat. There are no shadows, no corners. But with new light mode, your ribbon would have corners. There will be shadows. It's more fluent. It's more modern, giving you a more, modern UI look. But it's still light mode. With the new dark mode, your entire interface will be in dark, and I'll show you how it will look in different views too. And this is how it will look in the report view. Now let's see the system default. So right now my Windows settings is in light mode, so it's actually showing you everything is in light. But let me just change my Windows settings to dark mode. So on my other screen, I'm actually changing it to dark mode from light mode.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I changed it to dark mode, and then automatically my application also turned to dark. Again, I didn't have to change anything on my application. Everything applied on the fly. So, you can actually opt in into any of the theme directly from your from this announcement dialog. Now, with that, let me show you how different views would look. So as I told you that we wanted to make sure that all dialogues, all warning bars, everything complies with the theme that you have opted in. So, you see this one dialogue that just popped up, which is also in dark mode. This is how your table view would look like, in dark mode. Then let me take you to the model view.
Harleen, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Just in case that someone watches recording of this after a few months and they don't see this dialog window that opens automatically when they start Power BI Desktop, can you just quickly share where to find those settings?
Absolutely. So, don't worry if you want to change your settings later on. If you think that, oh, this theme is not what I was expecting, let me go back to the default one, or let me just try something else. You can go to Files, go to Options and Settings, and then Options. And yep, under Global Report Settings, there will be a section called Customize Appearance. And then from there, you can actually select any theme that you want. If you want to go back to, legacy, you can do that. If you want to go to light or system, whatever, you can do that. So let me go back to dark. And you also have to click OK for it to apply. So click OK, and your application will go to the mode that you have selected. You do have to click OK, but you do not have to restart your application. So the theme would be applied on the fly.
That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, yep, this is the model view in dark mode, and this is, the DAX query view in dark mode. Again, the dialog was in
Looks
dark as
nice.
well. Yeah. So a lot of people also ask me that, okay, how Power Query editor would look like in dark mode. So let's go and see the Power Query editor. Yep. So this is the Power Query editor. It's again.
Sorry, we are not seeing it. It's probably on the different screen.
It's actually on my same screen.
Maybe you just share the.
We are still seeing Power BI Desktop.
Oh, let me just let me try it again.
Yeah, no worries.
Can you see it now?
Right.
It's still desktop.
Power BI Desktop.
I don't know what's happening because options menu. You guys were able to see the options menu, right?
Yes. I don't know if you try with sharing the window instead of screen. If that would help, I'm not sure.
Yep. So I'm actually sharing my window and not the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or then the other way around. Let's try with Ken screen.
Okay, let me just stop sharing and go back. Okay. The entire screen. Okay, let me try and share my entire screen, and
No
then
worries.
we'll see. Okay. So can you see the screen now? Power BI Desktop?
Yes.
Okay. So let me try again. So let's go to Power Query Editor.
No, for me, it's still desktop.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Here it's
open on my.
Now we can see it. Now we can see it. Thank you.
Awesome. So yeah, the Power Query Editor, this is how it would look in the dark mode. And, again, this also complies with the dark theme. So whatever theme that you choose, your Power Query Editor will also open in that theme.
Okay, perfect. So whatever you have, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Can you go back just quickly to DAX view? Sorry, I have I think I saw something. Just wanted to ask. This update model with changes is not accessible. I would say the contrast is low, or is this something that I mean, of preview and everything else, probably some improvements. If I can share my idea, that's maybe something that, yeah.
Yes, we are always open for feedback. And in fact, I would want people to share their feedback. So for that, let me go back and, share, let you know how you guys can share your feedback. And that feedback would come directly to me. So, okay. Yep. So if you go to options menu and then under options under global report settings, you will see this link of share feedback.
Oh, okay.
If you want to share any feedback around, any feature with for power, dark mode, you think that, oh, this thing, the contrast is not clear, or any kind of feedback. So just click on this, and it will actually take you to forms page, and let me show you how that page would look like. So yeah, this is how the page would look. And there are 4 questions. We'll ask you, how satisfied you are with this experience, and then what did you like about the feature, and then over here you can share anything that you want us to improve on. And please,
Oh,
please, please
that's
share
great.
it. Uh, I'm looking at this, monitoring this, feedback regularly. So this will also help us to improve our dark mode and other theme experience. So yeah, do
That's
share it.
great. Thanks for sharing. I'm sure that our audience will have feedback to provide. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. So yeah. Yep. So that is what I wanted to share. And now I'm all here to answer questions.
Yeah. So far as I see, we don't have any questions from the audience, but
But
I'm sure they like it. Yeah.
we have questions. So I would start with why you think is so was so much asked for as a feature, and why is it
I'm sorry, I missed the last part.
why was it so asked for, and why you think it's so important?
Yep. So, as a lot of you initially also mentioned that Power BI was in dark mode, when it was launched. And then all our developers, they work on Visual Studio and some other things, and they work in, dark mode. And it looks so jarring when one of your window is for example, you have 4 or 5 windows. And I also have a story about that. So there was one of the engineers on the team, and he shared his setup with me. There were 4 or 5 multiple windows, and then everything was dark. Like there was Visual Studio running on one, then there was some other applications running on the other windows, and then there was one window with Power BI desktop open, which was completely white.
Yeah.
So, uh, and that looks so jarring because everything was black and then there was one window which was white. So, and this is just one example. There are so many other, our community people who work in that way where they want to work in dark mode. All of their screens are in dark, and then but they have to, because they love Power BI desktop, so they have to work with Power BI, but everything was in white. So it is so jarring experience. It puts so much of strain on their eyes. And we wanted to make sure that we provide a feature which is compliant and which can be useful to them. And also, as we all know, the dark mode is not only it looks modern or it looks cool, but it also proves that it reduces the blue strains and strains on the eyes. It's if you want to work outside in sunny environment, white interface, you cannot read anything. So we also wanted to give that flexibility to our users where they can work anytime they want in any environment. It's not that they have to come inside a house to work on Power BI desktop. If they are enjoying the nice weather, which we hardly get in Seattle, if they want to just enjoy the summer, they can actually just do that. and there are no restrictions. So with this experience, we wanted to give more flexibility to the user, that you have an option of dark mode, you have an option of new light mode, and you also have an option of opting into your Windows settings. And of course, we always strive to make our product more accessible, and that was also one of our main motivating factor, that we wanted to release and work on dark mode.
Awesome. Yeah, cool. I don't know, I just tried it, but I'm still like, I don't know about you, Augustine, but I'm still too much accustomed to the legacy version, that it was weird. I would say it was weird. I need to practice a little bit more with dark modes to to make my eyes
I
more.
completely agree. When I was using Visual Studio, I always uh, kept it in dark mode, and I get used to it. Then, for a long amount of time, we all worked in Power BI Desktop, and it was white, all white, as you said, Harleen. And then all additional tools came in. I don't know, initial version of Tabular Editor, then DAX Studio. All of those were white as well. And then I first switched, I think, when DAX Studio came to dark mode as well. I switched it there, and I couldn't get used to it for a week or so. Now it's in dark mode. Probably it will be the same with Power BI. So I love working with dark mode, but it will take some. I will switch back and forth because I will miss Power BI Desktop as it was.
Yeah, and I showed you can actually switch it very easily, so you don't have to worry about that, oh, if what if I just opt into one mode and then I cannot go back. So you can actually do that.
Yeah, and what I like is
So
that
yeah,
you don't need
try
to
different.
you don't need to restart the desktop, Power BI Desktop. That's great, because that's annoying when
Yep.
you change something and you need to restart. Then I don't want to change. So this is cool.
We heard you, Nicola, and we made sure that that was not done.
And is the
Great,
feature
thanks.
now it's officially released? Do you plan any enhancements already have in pipeline, or that's it? What you see is what you get, and we know what we are getting.
No, this is still in preview, and that's the reason we are still gathering feedback, because our motive is always to improve basis our community feedback. So I do have a roadmap. I cannot share a lot, but this is just the first step. And please keep sharing the feedback so that we know what to improve on, and we can modify our roadmap according to our community feedback as well.
Yeah. Have you already received some interesting feedback from community? If you can share, of course.
So majority, I mean, it's been just 1 week since we released it. It was released last week in FabCon, so it's pretty too early to talk about those. But yeah, majority, it has been overwhelming positive feedback from the community, because it was, people were waiting for it for last 6 years, right? And finally it's there. And a lot of people, yes, they might take some time to get used to it, but for a lot of people, it's a relief on their eyes, because they like working in dark mode, and now their favorite product is also opting that flexibility. So yeah, so far it has been very overwhelming, like positive feedback. And of course, we know that we have to make improvements, and my team and I, we are very dedicated to make those improvements. So that will come. All the bug fixes will definitely come. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't have any more questions, Augustine. I don't know about you. I'm just looking for. I'm happy, and I'm looking forward to try this dark mode in next few weeks, and then see. Yeah.
Just wanted to ask Harleen, now that she mentioned her team, how big is actually a team working on this?
So as I told you, it's not just my own team, my engineering team that was working on it, but we were working with multiple people, multiple teams. So if I had to I think there were like 5 or 6 teams that came together to actually work on this. So a lot of people actually worked on this feature.
That's amazing sometimes, because whenever you are thinking from an outside, so yeah, let's paint it black, sounds easy, and then you come here, explain us again. A feature Power BI desktop is the same. It's all the same features. We just have a great experience with dark mode, and then you are mentioning multiple teams, 5-6 teams. And that's just hard to comprehend how that kind of feature can involve that amount of people and that amount of development. It's really amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah. So no questions from audience. I guess everyone is just happy.
I think we'll do the following, Nicola.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
We'll invite Harleen again 6 months from now. I think bunch of people from the audience will have questions. Probably they didn't test it already or just looking at it. So Harleen, stay on the line. We'll reach out with a lot of questions, and probably and up until then you will have a lot of feedback already collected from community, and we can discuss deeper details, because I think, let's see, when I next come to a big company where they are developing in Power BI, and when I see all the black screens, we did it.
Yes, and again, I will be very excited to come back and answer audience's questions. So yeah, I'm always ready and talk with the community. So whenever you guys would like to invite me again, I'll be all up.
We are happy to have you again, and as Augustine mentioned, let's give it a few months to mature, and then we are happy to have you again to discuss the progress and then the feedback in the meantime.
Absolutely.
Sounds
see,
great.
already people will submit feedback, so that's a good start. So thank you, Harleen, again. Thanks everybody from our audience watching. You can watch this on YouTube channel whenever you want, or on our LinkedIn. Usually we have data jazzers live from Redmond once a month after release, but this month is special. So this week we have Harleen. Next week, stay tuned. We'll announce our new guest, because a bunch of features, as you know, came.
There were so many great features. We couldn't decide for one. So yeah, we do double program this month.
Yeah. So next week we are back again. And Harleen, thank you again. Thanks to your team, entire teams connected with this feature. It's great to have it finally, and looking forward to using it and to give you a feedback, actually.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, Harleen, from my side as well. And we must not forget greetings to our co-host Jay, who was on well-deserved holiday, so he couldn't join us, but he will be there. He'll be there next week.
I think he's already there. He's saying hi. Also, sorry for not making it today.
Yes. But he has a good excuse. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much, and thank you all, and see you next week. And Harleen, see you in a few months.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Harleen.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.